Good morning, everybody. So excited to draw today. This is a kind of a different episode. We're not drawing characters so much, so I'm excited to um, see what you guys come up with our drawings. I'm excited, and let's get into it. Okay, so we've got for our morning routine. Here we go. We have our morning game plan, right? So we got our art review. This is what we're going to do today. Then we're going to do our quote of the day. Then we're going to do some morning mindfulness. Then we're going to do hourly comic. Then we're going to do a karate break. Then we're going to do a genius clock. Then we're going to do our challenge of the day. And then our morning mail. And then I will send you guys off. And that'll be the whole hour right there. All in one. Okay. So let's get started. Our art review. Zoe and Hadassah send in some amazing looking feet. Very nice job, guys. Zoe kind of told me that this really helped her just be able to know which shapes to break it down. Sometimes that's all it takes with art is just knowing the right shapes to use, and then it all kind of just clicks in together. It makes more sense. Hadassah, was that the same case for you? Let me know in the chat. But the feet look great. They look like feet. They don't look disproportionate or anything. They all look good from the different angles. Yeah, I have no critiques on that. You guys crushed it. It looks awesome. Very nice. And if anybody, if you guys draw, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, if you guys draw anything that you want to send in to me, and it doesn't even have to be what we did in that lesson, but it could just be whatever you drew. Send it into noahfontana@gmail.com. All right. Now our quote of the day comes from Miss Maya Angelou. She said that. Well, before I go into her quote. Maya was an American poet, memoirist, a civil rights activist. She published 7 autobiographies, which is a lot of autobiographies. I feel like I haven't done that much that it would take up 7 books, but that's how many she did, so that's awesome. And she did 3 books of essays, several books of poetry. She basically wrote a lot and was credited, let's see, with the list of plays, movies, and television shows spanning 50 years. She received dozens of awards and more than 50 honorary degrees. Yeah, she wrote a lot. She was great. She was known as the voice for women, particularly black women too, which is really cool. And she said that my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style, which I like that because it's not just saying that seems to be what she's about. It's not just surviving and not just doing life. Like she said, she isn't going through life with passion, but she's got some humor and style to it too. So there's an element of fun to it as well, and an element of actual emotional investment, and not just going through the motions like a robot. So I think she's a really great role model for us to learn from. And I included some pictures of her right above me, right here, of her as a kid and her as a teenager, where she's just reading a magazine. Because I wanted to remind us today, in particular, that even as a kid, we can still do a lot with our day and with our life. And I guess you cannot me anymore. I'm not a kid. But even as a kid, she was still doing some of the work to build herself into the person that she is today, or was in the current moment when these pictures were taken. But yeah, if you kind of see it like that and can break your mind out of the mold that she's not just some grown woman who wrote all these pictures, but at one point she was a young kid. And what did she do as a young kid, and what could you do that's similar to that? And so we're going to look at kind of her daily schedule of what she did on a daily basis as an adult and see if we can maybe incorporate some of that into our daily lives, which is kind of cool. As we take a moment to breathe, drink some water, sometimes that helps you kind of relax. All right, take a moment to breathe. Close your eyes and feel the excitement of the brand new day. Maya encourages us to live each day to the fullest, to enjoy it, and to help others do the same. In order to accomplish this, Maya had a loose routine each day where she would incorporate structure and consistency into her creative work. Being a creative, it's sometimes hard to have that kind of structure if you're trying to be creative too. But I found that having some structure that you can go off of gives you kind of some grounding for being creative, which is very helpful. Instead of just having like looking at a blank canvas every single day. That's like one of the scariest things I say for an artist is to look at a white canvas, like a blank canvas, because there's just so many possibilities. So it helps for artists to just draw a line on a page. Hey Bailey, glad you're here. Um, Bailey, you're probably gonna really like this one, and Zoe too. Okay, good. We were just talking about Maya Angelou, and I think being an artist, it helps to have some kind of structure because then it gives you something to go off of and gives your brain like a routine to cling to, um, and it's like looking at a blank canvas. Where if you're looking at a blank canvas, there's nothing to go off of, and you're kind of just inundated by all the options. Inundated also means like just overwhelmed. Like there's just too many options, so you don't do anything. So as we move forward to the next portion of class, I challenge us to not see schedules as routines um, or as things that will slow our creativity down, but instead, let's try to see them as a means to being more creative and free from a cluttered day. Okay, so, oh, it's okay, Isabel. I'll include your dogs probably for next week's episode because I don't think I could add it in on the fly like this, but I'm excited to see them. Oh, if you guys want to, you guys could always look back. We're going to move on so that we don't miss anything left of class because you guys are really going to like this, okay? So this is next portion of class called the Hourly Comic Day. And I'm going to flip over to my iPad view. So, have you guys ever heard of these? They're called Hourly Comics. Hadassah, you're funny. They're called Hourly Comics. And basically what it is it's a day of the year and it happens every single year. And I feel like it's happened more than once a year. But definitely for one day of the year, all these artists will draw what they do throughout the day for each hour. And it's really cool because sometimes you feel like you might be like more lazy than other people. And then you look at these and then you're like, oh, okay, no, like I'm just in track with everybody else. Everybody's got a very interesting flow to their day. And it's a really cool way to just see how people break up their day. So this is only a couple. These are 3, 6 for the hours, but this artist did it. And so it's at 5 a.m. Meatloaf sits. Meatloaf lets me know she's not been fed in a century. Oh my goodness, I can't even read today. So that's at 5 a.m. Her cat, I guess, Meatloaf, and then pass out while she chows down. So she feeds her, and then Meatloaf is eating, and then at 8 a.m. Nothing like a fresh cup of coffee in the morning. So at 8 a.m. this artist gets up. Yeah. Pity Hug Comics is the handle. At 9 a.m. I've been watching Frasier for the first time, so she's just watching her show. And then at 10 a.m. so each hour you see that she's drawing another thing. At 10 a.m. breakfast time, baby, and then 11 a.m. gotta start in these comics. And then this artist, if you go to her Instagram, you could see the rest of her day. But yeah, it's really cool. A lot of different artists do it. There's so many different styles for doing it. These are clips from each individual artist. So here's one. And I just showed you one of each so that you can see the different styles. But they each did a whole day's worth. Wake Up Human. It's like super simple. Looks like she colored it in with like a Copic marker or even like a highlighter. Some of them are a little bit more intense, sketching, playing with Lego bricks, listening to Adventure Zone. Some are kind of stick with like a 2-color theme and have like almost like a little conversation, like a whole talk. So this is from 7 to 8 p.m. and you can see they have like a little description of the characters. Or you have this one, which is like very simple lines. And there's so many different ways that you can do it. And really, the whole point is that you do it in your style because it's going to be you. And so it's interesting to see artists draw themselves in their style. So what we're going to do, if you haven't guessed it already, we're going to draw our day. Okay, so and I know today just started. So if you haven't done much today, let's draw yesterday. Okay? do the artists do all the comics of the day in one post? No, usually. Well, some people do where they flip it through Isabella. Other artists like to post it throughout the day because it's each hour, and so if I mean, and the thing is that too is it helps you draw a lot faster because then you have to just draw a quick little doodle. Um, but it's each hour, so usually they'll post it every hour, which is kind of fun. So then like throughout that day, you're just getting a feed of like artists, and like you just get to see what everybody's up to throughout the day, which is kind of really fun. Um, and you learn a lot about like how people have created routines for their days that work for them. Oh, this frame. Um, this I just drew. I just drew straight lines like this, and in Procreate, if you hold down your finger, so I don't know if you guys knew this, but in Procreate, if you draw with your finger and you hold your finger down, it straightens the line. And then if you hold your other thumb on the screen, it like clicks it so that it makes it completely horizontal. So even if you draw like this, even if you draw like this, it'll straighten it out, and you can do like that. And it works for circles too. So if you draw a circle, watch, and you hold your finger down, it creates a circle. And if you hold your second finger down, it makes it a perfect circle. See? And lastly, I'm going to show you, you could even do it with squares or like triangles or stars. Is that cool? Anyway, so for this box, I just drew a square and I just drew the lines like that. So let's try to do yesterday, since yesterday was a more full day. And obviously 6 hours is not a full day, but we're gonna just do 6 hours because I think that's how long it's gonna take us to do it all. And honestly, like if you're gonna be posting it on Instagram or you want to do it as like individual comics, you could just do each one as a square. So you could just make your canvas a square and draw the whole thing on canvas. I just drew a bunch so we can see it all at once. Okay. I'm gonna stick with this onesie blue color that I have on right now. Okay. Let's see. Hadassah, why can't you do it? Oh, you mean the drawing the line thing? Let me know if that's what you're having trouble with, and I can try to troubleshoot it with you. But yeah, so everybody, let's just go. I want to do my day. I want to do. Let's see. I'll do Tuesday because Tuesday was when we did morning cartoon in the other class. So let's see. Let me see. I'm trying to remember what I did. Okay, actually, you know what? I always write down what I do in my phone, and I keep like a track of it all. It's like a to-do list that I make every day. Okay, so with the line thing, you gotta hold your, like, even if you do like a squiggly line, drag your finger across or your pen across, and then hold it on the screen and don't move your finger. If your finger's moving like this as you're trying to hold it still, it won't work. But if you hold it across and then you just leave it there and wait, then it'll snap the line together. Try that. Okay. Let's see. From 7 to about 8, I do my passion planner. So let's see. Here's my chair. There's me. There's my beard sticking out from behind. Okay, here's my desk. And while I do my passion planner in the morning, I like to wake up like that. That way, like, I feel like I have a grasp on the day. Okay, to do the line, Hadassah, I'm going to repeat it one more time. Here, I'm going to do, let's try. Okay, so when you do it, right, you hold the pen down like that, and then you hold your pen right there. Now, if you move your pen is wiggling, it's not going to work. But if you hold your pen down and hold it there on the spot, on the point, then it'll snap the line together. And it'll do the same thing if you do like a square and you hold it down the very last point. Yeah. So try that. And you can even do it with your finger, but you just gotta make sure you hold it in place. If your finger's like moving or sliding a little bit, it's gonna still think that you're drawing more of the line, and so it's not gonna snap it in. But okay, here we go. To continue. Oops, that's the eraser. Okay, while I draw, oh, I have my little plant right here. It's a little bonsai plant, the rock. And then I also, let's see. And my sister just gave me her, oh, you got it. Okay, awesome. And now Hadassah, it's really fun to play around with because you could do circles, and if you do the circle, you hold your finger there and it snaps the circle, then you can move it, you can slide it, and it'll change. And if you put your other finger on the screen, it'll make it a perfect circle or like a perfect square or like a horizontal line, which is cool. All right. Bailey, I think you probably know that one. Oh, you can't see what I'm drawing. Oh, yeah, thank you. Forgot to change back. There we go. Okay. So here's me with my bonsai. Thanks, Zoe. All right. Now, my sister just gave me her HBO account, so now I've been watching Friends on my phone while I work in the morning. Just because I've seen it enough times that I don't need to like pay attention as much, but it is funny to do. Sometimes I'll listen. My ears so off centered. There we go. It's kind of like a nice, funny thing to like listen to if I'm like bored of listening to music. All right, and let's see. I have my stack of Post-its right here, and I have my pens. Perfect. Okay, that's basically roughly what my desk looks like. Okay, so that's 7 to 8 a.m. And then, let's see, 8 to 9 a.m. Morning routine. So my morning routine, oh, I know what I'll do. What pen are you using in Procreate? Guys, I use the same pen. It's just the 6B pen, so I'm not very, I don't change that up too much. But yeah, it's in the sketching section, and it's the 6B pencil right there. Basically, it looks like a pencil. Oh, all good, Zach. We're drawing our hourly comics. It's like a trending thing. If you search the hashtag on Instagram, you could see everybody's versions of it. But yeah, I use this one because I figure if you don't have a tablet and you're not drawing on a tablet, excuse me, you can still follow along and you can still do everything I'm doing because it's going to look the same. And instead of drawing the straight lines, you'd have to use a ruler with your pencil. But yeah. But yeah, okay, so 8 to 9 morning routine. So that's when my breakfast. I also feed my tortoises, so Slider's usually giving me a look at that point, like it's time to eat. He doesn't actually have a watch, but it feels like he does. Slider. He always like, I wake up and I see him like staring at me, or like when I go inside, and I start like getting up and doing stuff, I see him and he's like looking at like waiting for me to eat. There we go. Wait, wow, we won, where we? All right. Okay, then let's see. 9 to 10. What do I do from 9 to 10? But that's pretty much I prep for morning cartooning. So let's see. So I have to like raise my table up so I can stand. Yes, we're leaving on vacation tomorrow. Oh my goodness, that's exciting. Oh right, I forgot you're going on vacation. That's so sad that we're not going to be able to see you in the chat. Or Zach, wait, are you going to be back by Sunday? I feel like I remember you saying that. Okay. By 10 a.m., setting up the prep. Okay, here, I'm going to do this. So I think it's so funny. So I do it every time, but I hang up my onesie on like the coat rack on my door in my apartment because I think it just makes me laugh every time I see it hung up there like a coat. There we go. There we go. So I grab my onesie, I get prepared for morning cartooning. All right. How are you guys doing? Are you guys drawing your own days? And let's see. So 10 to 11 a.m. You guys all know what we do. Morning cartooning. Okay. Let's see. I kind of like this like behind the head shot. I think it's kind of interesting. So I'm going to keep it going. That's too big. These are my computers that I use for doing the morning cartooning. You're drawing Tuesday? Okay, cool. Gotcha. How's it looking? And what's kind of cool too is that you can always look back. Like this is like an intense journal, which is really awesome. Which I really like because how many of you keep journals during like daily or like occasionally keep journals? I think journals are really awesome. I always love reading about other people's journals, so we're gonna see that in a little bit actually. Let's see. And it's always really cool because you can see how people like live their lives, and I think that's just really fascinating because everybody lives it just a little bit differently. These are my blue light glasses. I usually have my cup of iced tea right here too. This is my favorite cup that I have, so I drink out of it primarily, even though I have like a bunch of other cups. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to keep up with them. So that's why I've found like maybe it's easier to, let's see, do a little bit. Like maybe just write one thing or write one thing in a week. Like I have my passion planner and I try to do it every day a little bit, but at the end of the week, like on Saturday, that's when I do like a full like drop where I do everything. But I have to do Saxon. What's Saxon? Okay. Let's see, we're at 11 to 12 now. What did I do at 11 to 12 on Tuesday? Actually, it was 11 to 1. So 11 to 1, I worked on the Sunday school story, which we did Moses this week on Wednesday. It's not. Can you hear me? That's weird. That's not in sync. Oh, it's Saxon Math. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm going to help you guys find a way that we can include taking a journal, if you like this and you want to do it, included with your routine or your schedule for school too. Because there are a decent amount of hours in the day. That's kind of interesting. Have you ever heard that quote where it's like, we have the same amount of hours in the day as, say, like, I don't know, Albert Einstein did or Leonardo da Vinci? Like, we have the same amount of hours. Or I think they use the quote with, like, Beyonce usually. But we all have the same amount of hours, so we can just choose to use it however we want. All right, so Sunday school story, let's see. That's going to look kind of the same, honestly. Okay, drawing again. And at this point, I think I listen to music because I think I need to focus on the story a little bit more, so I can't listen to a show. It's still a little too. If I'm just drawing, I can listen to a show, but if I'm trying to like come up with a story and everything, like I do for the Sunday school story, then I just have to listen to music. Recently, I've been listening to. I don't even know. Change it up. Actually, I've been on like a Phil Collins Genesis kick recently, so that's what I've been listening to. You guys know that Phil Collins song? It's got that crazy drum solo. Voyage for Grammar. Oh, interesting. Is my voice in sync yet? Okay, then 1 o'clock to 1:30. I have lunch. Let's see if we can finish all 6. Okay. And what's kind of cool is that what you choose to show in your drawings is almost like you're a director and you're directing like the film that is your life. Okay. Let's see. Lunch. When you guys cut your sandwich, real question though here, do you cut it in half or do you cut it diagonally? Are we doing our average day or a specific day we had? When you do the hourly comics, they say to do, you're just doing that day in particular. So you can do either one. This is my specific Tuesday, but it's also my average Tuesday. So, yeah. And also, I don't cut my sandwich in half, so I don't know why I drew it like that. I think it was just easier to draw it that way. Let's see, so that's that. Okay, so then the angle needs to be here. There we go. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. It's supposed to be either lettuce or meat, but I don't even put lettuce on my sandwich usually, so I guess that's going to be meat and cheese. Maybe that's the cheese slopping out. Okay. Okay, there we go. And I love it when it's like toasted. You just eat it whole? Crazy man, Zach. Depends on the sandwich. Um, yeah. I think it would be more interesting to do a specific day because then you'll have like a little nuance and you'll probably add a little bit more details, like what song you were listening to. But you don't have to. You can do whatever. Let's see, from 1:30 to 2. Um, text and Duolingo. I've been learning French on Duolingo. Have you guys tried that app? It's a free app. Um, but do you cut it in half diagonally or just straight down the middle? I saw somebody, they posted, so like let's say this is a sandwich like this, right? And like most people, okay, so here's your wonky looking bread. So most people either cut it like this or they cut it like this, right? This guy, he cut the sandwich like like this, and like the whole internet blew up and like they hated him. And then like he cut another sandwich that was like this, and everybody was like, "What are you doing?" Because it's like neither option. It was really funny because we like for some reason we still only cut it in the same position each time. Wait, Zoe, do you cut it all like that, jagged like that? Because my Tuesday was really boring. And oh, okay. Oh, you do? Oh, you talk about Duolingo. Gotcha. I do French, Spanish. Wow. Okay. See, this is why we get along, guys. It's because we're already so like-minded. You're learning French on Duolingo. Parlez-vous français? Je m'appelle Noah. Haha. Okay. Anyway, let me draw myself French. This is me trying to do the French words. That's my face that I make. And instead of my hat, I think I'll wear a French beret. And that's what's kind of cool is you can make, I mean, I don't know if I would say it's cool, but you can make, you can add like little things to your character that don't happen in real life. So it just makes your life a little bit more entertaining, like that. You hear Slater in the background. No, he's so loud. I want to do Portuguese. I think I took like a Portuguese class when I was younger. Part of what I want to learn Portuguese so I know the meaning of bossa nova. That's so funny as well. All right. Last time for, let's see, 2, 3, 30-ish exercise. So much I used to like with sleep and with just like stress stuff. No, I don't hate Slider. Did I say I hate Slider? I don't hate Slider. He's just so loud. He's not out, so he's not going to want to come out. Okay. Is exercising. So if you include exercising in your day, you can be it's getting so protective with Slider. Exercising helps you stay productive. It helps you keep your energy, especially in the middle of the day, like when you start to slow down. So let's see. So I started running. And actually, yesterday I was running, and I found this really cool spot that had like a Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. All right. And there's the first part of my Tuesday. I don't hate Slider. I love Slider, except for when he's interrupting my class. um, I'm excited to see. Send me your daily things that you guys did. That would be really interesting to see. But yeah, that's like roughly. It'll be kind of cool, and then you could always post this and look back on it, and then see what how things change. Like if you look at this next year, is your day going to be the same? Are you going to include for today's schedule how I got you guys all out in Sensei Says? Yeah? Let's do it. Okay. So let's move on. Tilt this down a little bit. Got my karate belt right here. What did I do from 11 to 12? Oh yeah, totally. If you guys tag it to me on Instagram, I'll probably respond to it faster, just because it's a little bit easier to do that on my phone. Okay. Can we send it to you via Instagram? Yeah, of course. That was the last thing. Okay. So I got my belt on. Good. Let's go over the new attacks that I just showed you guys, and then we'll do some Sensei Says. Here we go. Shuto, like this. So you put your hands behind your ear, and you swing it around like you're holding a plate, like you're a waiter, and you just Shuto, ichi, ni, san, chi, go, ruku, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Easy. And you're hitting it with this side of the hand, like your target, like that. Then ridge hand. So this one, you tuck your thumb in. This is the only attack that I can think of right now that you would tuck your thumb in. Normally, if you do this with the fist, you're gonna hurt your thumb. So you keep your thumb on the outside for making a fist. But for this one, you tuck your thumb in because you're going to hit it with this side. And so you don't want your thumb to be in the way like that. So hit it with this side right here. And you could keep your hands right here. Oh, no. How about Hadassah? How about you just listen and then you don't worry about what I'm doing? And then that way you can still follow along and then you just have to... You'll still know when I stop because I won't say Sensei Says. That's so weird. Okay, for ridge hand, here we go. Swing it around like this, and around like that. So you'd stop right in front of your nose, in front of your face. Okay, ready? Ichi, ni, san, chi, go, roku, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Yeah, does anybody else see that out of sync? Let me know. And vertical fist, the last one. So vertical fist, you can either do it straight from the ground and go one, like that. Let's try it like that. Ichi, ni, san, chi, go, roku, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. That's so funny. Or you could do vertical fist like this, but you still punch with these two knuckles. Ready? Ichi, ni, san, chi, go, roku, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Nice. All right. Let's do some Sensei Says now. Ready? Okay. That's so funny. Oh, you guys need to stretch? Let's try to stretch. Ready? Stretch your arms to the right. Stretch your arms to the left. Stretch your arms over your head. Pull down your elbow. Pull down your elbow. Okay. Rotate your head around. Good. There you go. I did not stretch yesterday after I ran, so now my thighs really hurt. So it hurts so much to stand up right now. Okay. Sensei Says. Sensei Says horse riding stance. So sit down on the horse with your legs apart. Oh, cool. Refresh solves all the problems, apparently. Horse riding stance. So Sensei Says horse riding stance. And straight punch. Did I get you on the straight punch? I didn't say Sensei Says. Oh, that's awesome, Bailey. I think we talked about that maybe, right? That you knew some Japanese. Did I get you on the straight punch? I didn't say Sensei Says. I would love it if I got everybody out just like that. Sensei Says Shuto. Sensei Says Shuto. Sensei Says straight punch. Sensei Says middle block. Sensei Says down block. Sensei Says heel palm. Sensei Says heel palm. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says front kick. Oh my god, my legs hurt so much. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says shuto. Sensei says shuto. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says spear hand. 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 Straight punch. Did I get you on the straight punch? Okay, last round because we still have a lot more to do, and that's it. Yeah. Okay, last round. Here we go. Did I get you, Bailey? Or maybe you're saying maybe we talked about it. I thought maybe I got you out. Okay. Ready? I'm just going hard right now. Here we go. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says heel palm. Heel palm. Did I get you with the heel palm? I'm out. Oh, I got you, Odessa. Isabella's still in. All right, I'm taking my belt off. I know that was a short round, but we want to finish the rest of class. It was just because we stayed a little bit longer in that first part of class. Okay, there we go. Okay, this next part I'm really excited. I think you guys will really like it. So here we go. So this next part I'm calling time clock, and it's really interesting. I think it's really interesting, and I hope you do too. Okay. Okay, so right here we have Maya Angelou, the woman that we were looking at earlier today. And based off of her journals, they were able to composite. Oh, Isabel, you're still in. Very nice. Gotcha, Bailey. Okay. We were able to figure out what Maya Angelou's daily schedule was like. So here's a clock, and this clock represents all the hours of the day. So the white part is sleep. So you can see right there. Then she would have her coffee. And so I'm going to show you what each color and where the numbers are. But right here for the coffee, she would have her coffee. Then she would have her commute to work. Then she would work always in a hotel and motel room. So that green is all the work. Then the light green, she would reread work of the written that day. Then the yellow, again right here, this part right here. She would shower, prepare dinner. She would read what she wrote to her husband. And let's see. And then she would, I guess, clean up dinner and just hang out or relax with her husband. And then that was her normal day. Now, the people that made this, it's on a website called Info We Trust. It's really cool. They got all the different journals from all these different minds, and they created these clocks for them. So this part right here, oops, here we go. This part right here, this is midnight, and this is 6 a.m., then afternoon. And then that's how they break around the clock, the hours of the day. And then on the right side, here we go, we have the colors of the work, or the colors of what the things we're doing. So dark green is primary work, light green is other work, like social stuff and eating, which you usually do together a lot of the time anyway, is yellow. Blue is exercise. Gray is making ends meet, so that would be a job that you did that isn't your career job. And then white is sleep. And check this out. So they did this with all these different people, which is really cool. So they have Beethoven, Freud, Mozart, Maya Angelou, Charles Dickens, Victor Hugo, Charles Darwin, Benjamin Franklin. And you can see how each of these guys and girls split up their day, which is really fascinating because then you can see how they manage their time and how maybe you can learn to manage your own time. So I made one of these for myself, which is really helpful because then I was able to see what I was spending way too much time on and what I wasn't spending enough time on. And that's when I started exercising, including that in. Because it looks like all of these guys, like Charles Dickens, he would go for a walk for 3 hours a day. And that was his normal, trend. And again, with Beethoven, he would walk for 2 hours, and then he would go to a restaurant or a pub or something, and he would hang out with friends and socialize for a good portion. If you see right here, let me see. you see like right here, that yellow is all just like socializing and hanging out with friends. And so he does that for 4.5 hours every day. But he also works for a good portion of the day too, and he goes for a walk and exercises where they said that he would like keep a notebook and sketch it out. So what I want to do, and you guys can find this this whole layout and everything on Info We Trust, this website right here. You could see all of them up close and read what they say, because it's really cool. Like, they include a lot of different stuff. Like, I believe Beethoven in the morning, it's kind of hard to read it right here, just because my photo's pixelated. But he would count 100 coffee beans in the morning, and that's how he would make his coffee, and it would be exactly 100, just because he liked to do that. Like, that helped him, like, I guess, wake up in the morning. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna create our own day. So I just drew this. It's just a circle, but I'm gonna show you guys how to do it on paper, so that if you guys want to do it, you can. So here, let me hide this. So you could do it on your tablet, or you could do it on paper. It's gonna be really easy. Here we go. So I have my paper right here. Okay, hold on. I need to move slider. Slider. Okay. Quiet now. I was nice to him. You start with math. Okay. The reason you hear bowls, I have bowls right here, because this is how I'm going to draw a circle around on the page. So I have my bowl. All you do is you put your bowl on your paper like this, and then you trace around it with a pencil. Okay. Okay, so I traced around the big bowl. Now I have a nice circle on my page. Now I have a littler bowl. I'm going to trace around that. Okay. There we go. So now we have this. Close enough. I wiggled it a little bit. Let's see. Yeah. Here we go. So I just included. I'm gonna. There we go. Let's see if I can do. There we go. So now I included 6 p.m., 6 a.m., 12 a.m., and noon. An hour math. I don't use my friends. Yes, I do at least 30 minutes of math a day. I missed the day when you did not have to wear a mask. Yeah. So what's kind of cool about this is that if there's something that you're missing that you don't get to do a lot of, this could be a nice way to incorporate that into your day. So even if you miss a friend right now, I know that's really tough. I have at the end of my day, after like from 6:30 to 7 for a half an hour, I like respond to people on like Instagram and stuff, and I like text people, and then from 7 to 10, that's like free social eating time, and so that's when I do like all my FaceTime calls. For the most part, sometimes it changes and it moves around, but for the most part, it's nice to have that structure so that at the end of the day, I know I can look forward to that. Because it is hard when you move away from people. Okay, here we go. I include the rest of the clock, all the different numbers. Okay. All right. Also, if you want, just so you guys can see, so on a red piece of paper, I drew an arrow. Okay, I'm going to cut out the arrow. So I cut out my little arrow. Looks very wonky. And then if you guys can get these brass fasteners, they are all over the place. You can find them at Target or like Staples or something like that. They look like this. And then you have this little brass fastener. So all you do is you poke it through. There we go. Just give it a little bit of a spin. So now it's stuck through, right? And then you stick it through the center of your page. Let's see. And then on the back, so right now it's stuck through the center of your page. Now what you do is you flip these two pieces like this. And now, there we go, like this. Now you can move your clock around. I think I pressed them in a little bit too hard. There we go, okay. So you can move your hour around to whatever portion of the day that you're at right now. And then that way you'll remember like what you need to be doing right at that moment. But for right now, okay. So remember when we just did our exercises, right? So typically I work out from 1:30 to 3:30 because that includes like time for like showers afterwards. So from 1:30 to 3:30, I'm going to color it blue. Like this. Ta-da! Okay? Just like that. And that's 1:30 to 3:30. And let's see what else we can do. So according to this little like chart right here, morning routine. Okay, that's like in orange, and I'll do that. So morning routine from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And I also have like a night routine. We're almost out of time. Okay. Night routine goes from 10 to 12. So there you go. Just put those in. Night routine, morning routine. And let's see. Oh, work is in green. So 9 a.m. to 1 is work, usually. And then when I get back, or when I stop exercising, that's also more work until 6:30. And I like that because it splits up my day a little bit, and I get a nice little. Oh man, the green. Oh, that's because I'm using a green screen. This color right here is green. All right. This portion right up here, I'm going to leave blank because this is all sleep from 12 to 7, from right here to here. And then this portion right here is going to be like the socials, so that I would make it according to the color. I can also make that orange, but maybe I'll do I'll do lines like this. Here, I'll show you. All right, see like that. See if you can see. Oh, there we go, right there. So I did those lines just so it's a little bit different than just when I eat. The orange block right there, that's eating, and then right here, that's eating too. But this part right here is like social stuff. And now if you look right here, I'm right on the 11th hour. That means I'm working and teaching a class. So that means I'm doing the right thing that I need to be doing today. Really cool. Try it out, see if that helps you guys. And if you find out that you look at this and you're like, wow, I don't exercise at all, or like I spend like 10 hours working and I don't have any fun free social time, that could be a good sign that you might want to like balance it out a little bit. And I think if you show this to your parents and you show them that you weren't just trying to be like lazy and not do work, but if you're like, look, if I do math at 12 instead of 9 a.m. when I wake up, I would do it a lot better. Then I would wake up a little bit more relaxed. They might be more willing to like change up your schedule with you. So you can try that, and you can move around the colors. You can create new ones, and then throughout the day, if you ever, you can kind of just move this clock, move this arrow with you. That is like this is like the worst circle I've ever cut. But yeah, you can move it around. Oh, you just finished your hour of the comic. Nice. Yeah, you can move it around, and then it gives you a little bit of structure in your day, and then you know, like, okay, from 9 to 1, I'm going to be creative, and I can, yeah, not worry about doing anything else because you know that everything else has its own time and place, which is nice. Okay, we have our challenge of the day, which is doodle what you do for your hourly day and what you learned about yourself. So if you already did your hourly comic, then you don't need to do that. I mean, you don't need to do it anyway. It's not like that kind of homework. If you did your hourly one for the entire day, then I would challenge you to do this and send me a picture of this, your daily like routine. And you can even write you can even decorate it too. Like this. You can put like little icons on it, like a little turtle or like a pencil, and you can deck it out more than that. You can even have little icons, or if you want to have a moving piece, like a little Monopoly piece that you move around the clock instead, you can do that too. So many different ways to making a schedule fun, and I think that'll definitely help, especially right now when everybody, like our schedules are so up in the air. It's definitely helped me to have some kind of consistency and feel like I have some kind of control over my schedule. Hadassah, you sent in some amazing stormtroopers for our morning mail. And dear Teacher Noah, hi Teacher Noah, these are my drawings. This is a clone trooper I drew. His name is Jasper. These are some helmets I drew, and these are his feet. You're talking about your feet that you drew, which I thought was really funny. And these are my feet, not my exact feet, just the ones I drew in class. You're so funny, Hadassah. Thank you for being in the class, and thank you for drawing and sending me all these really awesome drawings of the helmets. Very good. Very impressed. And I like the little like signal, the little like red symbols on him. Very cool. Isabella, you have to draw faster if you're going to draw one every hour. Crazy. But yeah, really nice job, Hadassah. Bravo. Round of applause. you can't hear everybody in the comments, but I'm sure everybody's clapping too. Or you can just do the clap emoji. But yeah, really fun. Nice job. And for next Tuesday, you guys ready for this? You're gonna lose your minds. Next Tuesday, this is what we're doing. Oh wait, hold on, not yet. I tried to build up suspense and I forgot we had one other slide. Submit your drawings, noahfontana@gmail.com or Instagram. Maybe I should put that on there too. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. I'm seeing only 2 likes, guys. What's up with that? And I know one of them is mine, so. And if you want to help support, we got our link down below. And let me know what we should draw next. Our next episode is, are you guys ready? Drum roll, please. Avatar, The Last Airbender. Very excited for this one. Definitely grew up on this show, or watching it for a good portion. And I'm excited to do some characters from it. So yeah, I will see you guys next Tuesday. Okay, bye.